Hey guys! Alright, so today we're going to be working on lesson 12, which is multiplying decimals. So last time when we were together, we were of course talking about multiplying decimals using our place value chart and our area model. So today when we're looking at our objective, right, students will be able to multiply decimals and use estimation to confirm place value. So our CFS for today that you should write down as you're going through your Nearpod activity. Step number 1, we're going to convert the number to tenths, hundredths, and thousandths. We're going to multiply vertically, determine where to put the decimal, and then we're going to check using our area model. Okay, so we're going to be doing 2 methods today. We're not going to really be using our place value chart today, but we are going to be using that area model that we talked about last time. So I'm going to go to my Jamboard, and we're going to be multiplying 7 and 8 tenths times 3. Alright, so the first step was to convert my first number to tenths, hundredths, and or thousandths. Alright, so what that means is that I wanted to write this number in unit form. So I need to decompose this number and write 7 and 8 tenths in unit form. So to write 7 and 8 tenths in unit form, we're going to write it as 7 8 tenths. And then we're going to multiply that by 3. Right? So we converted our number to tenths, hundredths, and thousandths, which basically means that we're writing it in unit form. Step number 2 says that we're going to now multiply vertically. Right? So to multiply vertically, we're going to first multiply 3 times 8. So we're multiplying this bottom number by each number at the top. So we know that 3 times 8 is 24. We drop our 4. We carry the 2 to the top. Then we do 3 times 7, which is 21. And then we're going to add 2, which then gives us 23. So we now see that we have 234 tenths. Our CFS number 3 says that we now need to place our decimal correctly. Well, we know that we have 234 tenths, so we're just going to put our decimal where we have something in the tenths place. So we would then write our number in standard form, where it would be 23 and 4 tenths. Our last step is to then check with our area model. So to check with our area model, of course, we're going to first draw our area model. So we're going to draw a quick tape diagram. We're going to cut it up into 2 because we have 2 numbers here. We're going to drop our 3 on the side. So we have 7 ones. And we have 8 tenths. We're then going to multiply each number by 3. So we have 3 times 7 ones. And then we have 3 times 8 tenths. Right. So when we do 3 times 7, that gives us 21 ones. And then 3 times 8 gives us 24 tenths. And then we know that the last step when we're working our area model is to then add. So we have 21 ones. We're going to write it in standard form. And then we have 24 tenths, which is written as 2 and 4 tenths in our standard form. We can also write a place value for our 21 ones and we're going to add them together. So we know 0 and 4 is 4. 2 plus 1 gives us 3. And then 0 plus 2 gives us 2. We know that when we are adding, that our decimals need to be lined up. So the decimals in our problem need to be lined up with the decimal in our answer. So we're going to put the decimal between the 3 and the 4. So what we should notice is that our numbers should match, right? So when we check with our area model and when we do our standard algorithm, they should match our answer. If your standard algorithm doesn't match what your area model is, then you need to check your numbers or check your decimal placement in your area model, or sorry, in your standard algorithm. Okay, so these two numbers should match, right? What we should notice is that the decimal placement when we are multiplying is a little bit different for when we are adding and when we are subtracting. It is very important that you write this tenths, right, in your answer, right? Just like if you write your tenths, if you write your hundredths or thousandths, okay, you should make sure that you are very careful. So we're going to do one more problem that shows us our hundredths. So we're going to multiply 3 and 12 hundredths times 4, right? Just so we can go over how we are converting that first number into our tenths, hundredths, and thousandths. So we have 312 thousandths. So when we write this decimal in unit form, it's going to be 312 hundredths. Right? And we're going to multiply that by 4. And we're going to be using that standard algorithm to multiply. Okay. So we know that 4 times 2 is 8. We know that 4 times 1 is 4. And we know that 4 times 3 is 12. So we have 1,248 hundredths. So since we have hundredths as a place value, we need to write our number in standard form so that we have something that's in the hundredths place. So when we're placing our decimal, that decimal is going to go between the 4 and the 2. So we have something that's in the hundredths place in our number. All right, so then our final answer should be 12 and 48 hundredths. All right, as you are watching this video, please make sure that you are writing all of this information down. So if you have not, make sure that you go back and you make sure that you copy down all of these notes so you have something to reference as you're working through the rest of the Nearpod activity. All right. Then once you are done, make sure that you go to the independent practice and that you also work the exit ticket for today as well. All right. I hope you guys have a wonderful, wonderful Monday. Thank you for watching the video. Bye.